So I went to lay down on the bed because I was pregnant, and guess what, guys? The bed just sank. Apparently, the wood under the bed was bad, and the bed was as thin as paper, basically like you're sleeping on paper. So I was like, is this how we're going to sleep? Hey God. So it was not in a very short time before, in a long time before, the whole house started to fall apart. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timmy, and if you are just seeing my name for the first time, I'm Timmy, Nigerian mom in diaspora. I live in Birmingham, United Kingdom. I do videos about life in Birmingham, life in the West Midlands, life in the UK for immigrants like myself. I am from Nigeria, so if you think you'll connect with me, please make sure to subscribe. And if you're not following me on Instagram, please make sure to follow at Nigerian Mommy Diaspora on Instagram, because I drop gems, I drop tips on my Instagram posts, and I would be of help to you. And if you want to link up with me and ask me any question, Instagram is the very fastest place for me to respond. So today I'll be talking about my worst Birmingham housing experience. We were in need of a house basically, and it was a very rush hour thing because our landlord was already upset that we already had a child. That we had a child in the house already. We didn't tell him, we kind of did some kind of behavior, but we didn't tell him. So when we moved in, he was like, oh, no, and then he gave us 1 month to move out. So when we did move out, so we're supposed to move out, we tried to beg him for 1 more month, but he was like, nope, he's not having that. We needed to move out that month. So it became a case of desperation. So we moved out. We started to look for a house, and then my husband found us a house with a man he saw on Facebook Market. He happened to be the landlord of that house, and we spoke to him, and within a very short time he had given us the apartment. And after that, I was supposed to we're supposed to pay for deposit, which was amounting to about 1,000, and no, sorry, deposit was about 500. The rent was £530. So he refused to collect it by transfer. He wanted it in cash. My husband gave me the money, and I was supposed to go and give him the money in cash. So because of where I was living at that time was very far from where that place was, I kind of missed my way, and I got there late. So I got there about 10 to 15 minutes late, and I called him, rang him, pressed the buzzer, called him, keep calling him, and he was like, I'm coming. And I thought he was not even in the vicinity. It turned out that he had been upstairs all this while. After about 1 hour, guys, he left me there for 1 hour, and I was like, yo. So when I saw him, I was like, so you've been upstairs? He was like, yes, you came late. And I won't use the word hate, but I just disliked him in that minute. Like, so what if I came late? You couldn't. What were you doing that was so important that I came late, and 1 hour later you've not answered me? It's best to say, oh, sorry, you came late, I'm not available. Please go back to your house. But leaving me there for 1 hour. So that was when I was off about it. So when we got upstairs, I didn't like the smell of the room. The house actually smelled really off. It was not good for me. It felt old and musty. It was just obvious that somebody had not lived there in a long while. And it was uncomfortable for me because I had a pram. And yeah, I had to take it all the way. But I had no choice, obviously, because where would I want us to move to if I said I didn't like that apartment? So I had to keep it to myself. So when we got upstairs, we did all the yada. I paid him money. In fact, our transaction was no more than 15 minutes. All I needed was give him money and to give me the keys, and that was it. And I left. So the next day we moved in. When we got in, I realized that we needed to cook, so we needed to do the electricity stuff. So our electricity, some houses don't have automatic electricity, so you have to buy a key. I've inserted it up here. So you have to buy that key. You have to put it in the key box, and then electricity will come. So that's where you top up, basically top up that key, and the electric, you take the key to a top-up shop, they put it in their top-up stuff, and then you pay for it. So that's how you measure your electricity basically. So we went to buy the electricity. It took us more than half the day. After that, we wanted to cook. So every time I turned up the cooker, the electricity went off. Every time I turned on the cooker, the electricity went off. So it was obvious that the cooker was bad. So we went to buy a new tabletop cooker that morning to cook food, and settle down, new pots, to cook food and to settle down. So after that, we went around the house. So I went to lay down on the bed because I was pregnant, and guess what, guys? The bed just sank. Apparently the wood under the bed was bad, and the bed was as thin as paper, basically like you're sleeping on paper. So I was like, is this how we're going to sleep? Hey God. So it was not in a very short time before, in a long time before, the whole house started to fall apart. So as time went by, so the man came the next day with the tenancy agreements. So we read through it, and then we signed, and immediately we signed, guys. Like immediately we signed. This man took the tenancy agreement back, and it was like, oh, I forgot something on the tenancy agreement. What? And it didn't occur to us that a tenancy agreement is a binding agreement. So he said he forgot something, and then we said, oh, okay, that's fine. We're already leaving the house, so we thought, I can't run away with it. Guys, little did we know, I never saw that tenancy agreement again. So I needed to do some stuff. I can't even remember what I needed to do with my tenancy agreement. So we started to call this man, sir, we need the tenancy agreement. I'm coming. He never came with the tenancy agreement. So we're getting agitated because it was affecting me somehow. So I called him and I was like, sir, I need the tenancy agreement. And it was like, he's coming. He will bring it. So we're like, okay. All right, guys. So in this occurrence I just explained was a 3-day occurrence, from the day I went to pick up the keys to the day he took our tenancy agreement back from us, to when we found out that the cooker wasn't working. Now I wanted to wash clothes. Okay, put the clothes in the washing machine. Washing machine was not working. Augusta, washing machine is not working. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll be there soon. Okay. We waited. Washing machine is not working now. Why is it not working? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, I've called plumber. He come fix it. I was like, okay. But then we needed to shower. The heating in the kitchen was working. The heating in the bathroom wasn't. God. So when we want to shower, we have to boil water, pour it in a bowl, and then go have our bath with buckets and bowl in the shower. But the problem about the toilet was also that the toilet seat was removed. You had to put it back when you want to sit on it. And there was always water on the floor. No matter how much you clean it, I think water was leaking from somewhere. There was always water on the floor. So those were the first things we noticed in the very first 1 to 5 days that we've moved. 5 days, not possible. We had to have our bath the next day. So within the next 1 to 4 days, everything with that house was already obvious to us that it was a sham. Okay, so one day he came and he came and he was like, sorry, I came late. He brought a plumber or whoever he came. That one just came, looked everywhere, and I'll be back. So he was telling me. So yeah, as he was leaving, I wanted to bolt the door, and we're like, UK is safe. Nobody's coming to buggle you. It's not like Nigeria. I'm like, excuse me. I've actually been the safest in Nigeria, because to be fair, I've been the safest in Nigeria than when I got to the UK. Do you know, when I got to the UK, a homeless guy greeted me so aggressively, like if I didn't give him money right now, he was going to stab me or something. And I never went through that in Nigeria. So I told him, look, I've been the safest in Nigeria since I've lived in Nigeria. I've never been buggled. I've never been stolen from. Nobody has come into my house to rob me. So trust me, I've been safer in Nigeria than here. So don't try to talk Nigeria down and stuff like that. I was like, I'm just kidding. Nigeria is a good country. But I knew that he was just trying to run mad. So when they came, they said they'll fix it, but they never came back to fix it. So, I was already getting agitated because I needed um the tenancy agreement. I needed to, I can't remember what I wanted to open, but I needed to open something to, fill up a form or something like that. And the tenancy agreement wasn't coming for. So all the things about the house was not even my problem because we just needed tenancy agreement. So we started calling him. At some point, I now started to threaten him that if he doesn't give a tenancy agreement, that we would report him to housing and local council and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm sorry. Sometimes he would raise his voice back. Sometimes he would apologize and stuff like that. So one day the lady upstairs, there's an immigrant family also upstairs, but they're from Europe, but not the English speaking part at all. So the lady doesn't speak any English at all, but her husband works somewhere. I think they're from Poland. So one day, I don't know what she triggered off upstairs in her flat, and the man, what's it called? The alarm system went off, and it was beeping and beeping, and everybody had to run outside, and people were stopping on the road to see why that was going on. So apparently, I think the man doesn't live too far from us. So he was there in a very short time, and then he fixed it. And guess what this man did? He was telling me, like, she don't know English, and he tapped the back of her head like this, and I was like, what? I was like, excuse me, please, why did you do that to her? And he was like, I'm just kidding. And the lady, obviously, she's not somebody who doesn't speak English, cannot really communicate how she was feeling. So she just gave a very weird smile and then went upstairs. I got to later know that they were illegal in the country, so he was kind of doing them a favor, which he did tell me anyway, because he started to threaten me that I was going to report me to immigration and border force, that I was in the country legally. I'm like, are you mad? This is my BRP. You collected my BRP from me. You collected my husband's BRP from him. So trust me, we are not illegal, okay? So he after that, he stopped coming. He stopped replying. He stopped picking up calls. He stopped doing anything to us, okay? And all this happened in a short space of 1 month. Now the final straw that broke the camel's back, and we left there 2 days after this incident happened. 2 days after we moved out of the house, we're just chilling in the evening, and our roof just fell on us. Our roof fell on us. And water was gushing from God knows where, from the top floor. It was just gushing on us. Like, we don't even know where the water was coming from, whether it was toilet, whether it was bathroom. It was just leaking and leaking and leaking. My son was barely 9 months old at that time. I was furious. I was scared. I was angry. I took pictures. We called and called and called this bloody man. He didn't pick up. He didn't call. He didn't reply. So 2 days after, my husband started to look for a flat, and he found one again on Facebook Market, and we moved there in less than 2 days after that incident. Less than 3 days after that incident, and we lived in that new flat for 1 year plus. Yep, we lived there for 1 year plus. And guess what? The problem was that we made a big mistake by moving out of that house without collecting our deposit from that man. So he took our £500 away for life. And each time I pass that road, I still have PTSD from that wickedness that man showed us. God. Anyway, the moral of the story is that when you're looking for a house in this United Kingdom, take your time. Number one, ask questions, ask people, ask your former neighbors or the neighbors living there or anybody. Just make sure to ask questions. And if you notice anything not right, call the landlord's attention to it. If he's behaving funny, tell him you're going to report him. Okay guys, I think I've come to the end of the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please turn on post notifications so that when I drop a new video, you will be the first to know about it.